I guess this is going to be me speaking on Michael Brooks' legacy. As you guys know, I believe he passed Monday night, and today is Thursday. And I'm just at the point now where I can talk about it without crying, which is, this is good. I was watching his speech he did at the Lafayette, his little discussion. He was talking about Bernie Sanders and all that. And it hit me. This is why I cried. Because he was he had it. It's kind of like when men talk about a woman, a beautiful woman, but that she's beautiful, not just like sexually or beautiful in her body. She's a beautiful woman. She's just got all of it. She's got what it means to be. He had it. He had the political thing. Just like with that. He had it. He had that energy. He had the vim. He had the vigor, and I don't work with a lot of people in the movement. I don't know a lot of people who are in the movement. They may watch news and know about stuff on the news, but so I don't have a lot of people I can have these deep discussions with, because I'm in the struggle. I'm in the struggle, and Michael Brooks, he kind of was like the briefing. That's what it was to me. He was the briefing. He was the guy that was like giving me information about the world around me, but also extolling me, or he's not extolling, but making it clear that I have to have a historical concept with everything I see and with everything I believe. I've got to understand history. I've got to understand why things are the way they are, and how the society of the 50s and of the 30s created the society of today. He did that. And you don't see that with even like Pac-Man. You don't see that with other folks. You just don't. That's just not done, the deeper dives, and connecting things, connecting what Henry Wallace was and what he was doing, That's why I agree. That's why we agree, because we know we lost something. We're living in just a horrible, disturbing time. We've got a pandemic. We have no effective leadership in the federal government. We've got the Gestapo marching on the streets, kidnapping people and assaulting people. One man's in a coma. They shot him in the head, And then the U.S. Marshal defended it, talking about you watch these videos. This is why they hate cameras, because the lies don't even make sense. One of them I saw where the dude walked up, they beat him with a baton. They said he kept approaching. He was not. He was standing there talking to him. The dude looked back, pointed at him, approached him, and started beating him with the baton. And then when he turned, they beat him in the back of the head and sprayed him. That's not legitimate. And that's not even what the videos show. Even if you're a conservative, ain't even what the video shows. So we're living in such just a terrifying time, and then we lose Michael Brooks. It's just like, damn, that's what hurts. That's what hurts, because what do I do now? And now I realize I can say this without crying. I can say this, straight up. I can say this in a manner that makes sense to you guys, that the next move should be follow his examples. For me, get caught up on, Adolph Reed, get caught up on all the other folks that inspired him. And I have to say that his death has inspired me too, because it's just the realization that tomorrow's not promised. I'm not saying that to scare people, and I'm not saying that to say that, we should be scared. No. But just the way I cry for Michael Brooks, I want someone to cry for me. As Cornel West put it, we got to do what we can before the worms get our bodies, before the worms get us, because the worms get us all. And I have to say that before he died, I was a leftist, but I was on the outside. Like, they bring books, they bring authors on the Majority Report. They bring people like that on. They had them authors on those programs, and I kept kind of like, when am I gonna start reading books? I'm gonna start reading these people's books, and I was like, well, I don't need to, because I'll just keep following Michael Brooks and people like that, because they'll just keep spoon feeding it to me. And then Michael died, and I'm just left. It wasn't so much grief as much as I said the other day. It was this shock of, like, my mom died. What do I do now? What do we do now? You know, it just made me realize that if I'm gonna be a leftist, whatever you're gonna be it 100%. You know, don't be something and just keep hoping. Cause, and you know what the thing is too. Even if Michael had died, I wouldn't be doing it. I can tell you that. Like, there was a book, The Devil's Chessboard. It talks about Alan Dulles and his brother and all the shit they did to third world countries. I kept meaning to get that book. I'm gonna get that book. I'm gonna definitely get Michael Brooks' book. Oh yeah. I've got to develop myself. Honestly, I'm thinking about going back to college now. You know, all this time I was like, well, you know, Michael, he died, and it's like, dude, I want to be like that. Not that I want to die and I want to be this stoic figure. No, but just, even if no one knows my name, I have to learn the truth and decipher, you know, fact from fiction. And I have to understand history to do all of that. Michael did. You know, and I think I said this before, his indomitable will, his indomitable spirit of, with the left, you know, that we can't just hide ourselves off in this cancel culture. We must fight them. We must fight the forces of fascism. We'll fight them in the streets. We'll fight them in the offices. We'll fight them in the boardrooms. Wherever it takes, we'll fight them. And that was Michael. And so I want all of y'all to hold that spirit in you. Hold the elements of him that you remember. Hold that inside you. Because he's still alive. He's alive in the hearts of many. And he's alive in the hearts of his supporters. He's in my heart. And I won't forget him.